Oh, yeah. Got it. Call the meeting to order. Roll call. I'm just going to start at my top left. So we got our executive director, Sheriff Vickers. They switched the order on me. We got our treasurer, Marlon Ramos. We got board member Gregory Nato, board member Adam Pollock, council Bob McLaughlin, board secretary, if I'm not mistaken, Chrissy Amato. Also council Katie Kemp, board member Mike Kelly. We got some of our guests here, so I appreciate everybody attending and joining tonight. I think we're going right into executive session for a little while to discuss pending or potential proposed litigation. So I'll take a motion to go into exec.
I move to go into exec.
Thank you, Gregory. Do I have a second?
A second.
Thank you, Marlon. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstaining, motion carried. See all our friends in a few minutes. Thank you guys for waiting. I appreciate it.
Yeah, just give me a second because doing all this. Start recording again.
All right, we're officially out of executive session. No decisions were made or votes taken, just discussion. We will move on for the reading and approval of the minutes. Do I have a motion to approve the minutes of our January meeting?
So moved.
Thank you, I think, Mike. Second. So
Do we need a second? I second.
yeah, thank you, Marlon. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right, opposed, abstaining, motion carried. Treasurer's report, Mr. Ramos.
All right. Okay, guys, everybody. So as of January 1st, we had an opening balance of $377,000 with $32.90. We received deposits from AT&T, Central House, and T-Mobile for the amounts of $12,740 with 96 cents. For the month of January, we had paid out check number 1012 through 1017, made out to Mary T. Barberis, sorry if I'm getting the name wrong. Sheriff Vickers, MRB Group, Office Depot, BST, and then again MRB Group for the total of $6,570 with 53 cents. We're gonna closing the balance at $383,203 with 33 cents. Our agent funds staying the same as always at $14,137 with 50 cents. Our tenant account staying the same at $2,400. Our money market account went from $750,519 with 68 cents. It increased by $63.76 to $750,583 and 44 cents. So we need a motion to approve the report and then to pay the bills for the month of January.
I'll take a motion.
I move to.
Thank you, Gregory.
I'll second.
Chrissy, you in a second. Thank you, Chrissy. All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed, abstaining, motion carried. I assume that was to approve the treasurer's report. I'll take a motion now to pay the bills.
So moved.
Thank you, Mike.
I second.
Thank you, Gregory. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstaining, motion carried. Chairman's report. No terribly exciting update from the Economic Development Committee. There's going to be proposals to the City Council on the 24th, so at their meeting or their work session next week. For the, I believe the way it is going to happen is the two finalists are going to be presenting their projects, and then the committee is going to be issuing their recommendation to the council. That's for the parcel in front of the Horizons Elementary School. over by Bourne Apartments, between the two of them there, to develop that parcel. And we do have a couple other RFPs in the hopper. I frankly don't recall which ones at the moment. We haven't approved them or anything. We just are going to be reviewing them and then issuing them. I'll keep you updated on that. Pretty sure that's all from my report. Nothing else exciting happening relevant to the IDA business that I'm aware of. Council's report, Bob and or Katie.
I'll jump in. We've been working, still working on 5 Scobie and the amendments there. We're waiting to hear from the 2 attorneys involved. So hopefully that moves between now and the April meeting. The project on 104 Washington, we're still optimistic that Philippe will come in over the next week or so and tell us that he wants to proceed to a closing. And so hopefully by the time that you have your March meeting, we'll have closed that. And then we've also worked this month on the hotel project, which is the subject of some resolutions tonight. And that's all I have.
Great. Thank you, Bob. Executive Director's report, Chair.
Just updating. So, in office, we're just still working on the Paris submission that's due March 31st. And probably after that, we should discuss updating City Council with the results that we got back from that report for this year. Also, I have been discussing with potential applicants in the future for projects. One such is interested in the IDA sponsoring a grant for them, and when that time comes, I'll pass on that information to you for a long neglected Newburgh building. And then, yeah, just a reminder that March 22nd to the 30th, I will not be here. Other than that, that's
Hope
it.
you're going somewhere nice. Thank you. Okay, new business. The Armory RFP. I think you're all aware we got only one response to our last RFP, which our council reviewed, and it just is essentially not acceptable. Chair, are we taking a vote to reject it, or are we just taking a vote to issue a new RFP? Chair or Bob or whatever.
I think we should reissue it. I mean, I would encourage them to resubmit as well, but this one, it's just not enough.
Yeah, they can always resubmit. When I say reject, we always reserve the right to reject all proposals and resubmit or reissue. So I will take a motion to do that, to reject all proposals and to reissue the RFP. Sherry recommended a timeline of about 6 weeks, right?
Yeah, today's the 16th. I mean, I think maybe also March 31st or April 1st would be a good time to make them submit. So let's just say April 1st.
Okay, I will hear a motion, or I will take a motion for that.
So moved.
Thank you, Mike. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Adam. You beat you, Gregory. All in favor? Say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstaining, motion carried. And I will also take a motion to proceed as we've been advised by our council with regard to the Armory.
I move to proceed.
Thank you, Gregory. Do I have a second?
And I'll second that.
Thank you, Chrissy. All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed, abstaining, motion carried. Thank you. Next up is the consideration of adopting a local labor policy. Again, just pretty standard for what already exists in the county. Just obligating applicants to use local labor, allowing us to hire what's the word again, Bob?
A monitor
a monitor,
Like a
right?
monitor?
And, you know, for those listening that have a project before us, it's nothing different than what we've already talked to you about. So nothing that would be a surprise. Any questions from the board? Anything before we take a motion on that? All right, then I'll take a motion.
I will make a motion to hire or to institute a local labor policy.
Sorry, so for resolution 2022-02-16-01. Thank you, Chrissy. Do I have a second?
Thank you.
That was my bad.
I'll
Oh.
second.
Um,
I'll second.
Thank you, Gregory. It's a resolution, so we'll be doing a roll call.
Austin DuBois,
Yes.
Nancy Thomas is excused, Marlon Ramos,
Yes.
Christina Amato,
Yes.
Michael Kelly,
Yes.
Gregory Nato,
Yes.
and Adam Pollock.
Yes.
Give me 2 seconds. We weren't doing the inside voices just now. All right, next up, the Foster Hotel Project, by its proper names, as you see on the agenda. Welcome, guys. Thank you for coming tonight.
Good evening.
All right. So of course, as we get to the actual fun part, I have a dog running around and a kid, but does any board have any kind of questions or anything to note as far as we talk about this?
So that's if we have a question. George?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah,
Well, can I just say, this is for resolution, the seeker resolution, 2022-02-16-03. I'm sorry, 02.
Sorry. About the Foster project generally, we can address each resolution in turn. It's fine.
all right. Okay, yeah, so just again, thank you for stopping by and making yourself present here. So I did have a question regarding the programs that you're looking to establish with SUNY Orange. And
Yes.
mainly, what is the timeline that you're looking to set this up? And if there's any progress, what's the progress currently?
Good question. So there's a letter that I am working on to submit to share. I've been working on it. I just haven't, it requires some attention from Dr. Young and the consultant that's the college has hired, but I know that I owe that to this board and we'll get that in. The answer to your question is that the SUNY Orange, prior to our consideration.
I think you're breaking out. I don't know if it's just me.
No, it's not just you, Marlon.
Knowledge, but it's not directly under the. Just give me 1 second. Sorry about that. I moved. Hopefully it's closer. Can you hear me better now? Okay, great. The the college started prior to our project to start to think about developing a hospitality training program that would be part of the curriculum for the college, but also just course study for hospitality, back of house and also front of house. What that has materialized in is a organization called Food Tech. Food Tech is a not-for-profit that is not directly a department of the college, but has its own board. I'm one of the founding members of the corporation, and I'm also the chair of Food Tech. So what that means is we are working closely, I'm personally working closely with the college and this organization, which has a pretty strong board to start with. We're currently looking for an executive director. So if anybody knows of anybody, I think it just got posted a couple days ago. But the mission of Food Tech is exactly what you're talking about. It's an entity that will be using, to start with, the part of the college facility, but is expected to outgrow that in a fairly short time. And what we're doing is designing our facilities, specifically in the Masonic Temple building, for the expansion of those programs physically, to use our kitchens, our meeting space for classes, training, and then also we'll be developing an internship program that for the students that are enrolled, but then also afterwards, to really create a classroom / real life workforce program. So that's where we are. It is certainly in, I wouldn't call it infancy, I'd call it in toddler. It exists, it's real. We're looking for an executive director, and we're working to start, I think, in earnest in probably the fall, to start building the facilities and then building the programs around that. Our intention from the start has been to be a physical expansion opportunity, but also to use our team as potential adjunct professors, mentors, and also, of course, to have an internship program. Based on our opening timeline, it probably works really well when this program is up and running and has some enrollment. So it's timing out well with our current strategy. So hopefully that answered the question. But the nutshell is the real facility is Food Tech, which we are intimately involved with, and we'll be working through that entity into the long future, hopefully, to work with the college and the students there.
So, if I understand correctly, what you're saying is that things are moving along right now fairly well, and that by the time the project is opening its doors, you'd be pretty much ready to get the students to come in and to actually integrate them together. So it wouldn't be you're not expecting, right? You're expecting a large gap between you opening and this rolling out.
Based on our timeline and Food Tech's timeline, no, I think it actually dovetails well. I think they'll probably start to have some students before we're open, which is great. We can get involved before our opening, and then continue on that path as neighbors.
Okay. Thank you for answering my question.
Of course, my pleasure.
Anybody else? I mean, I know we've already had pretty substantive back and forth on the pilot level and the substance of the project and everything else, but I want to give an opportunity to, any more comments or questions from the board before going forward.
Do you want us to to comment, or you want us to comment before? I guess this is before we're voting. Do this now.
I mean, if you have a comment, now's the time. Yeah.
No. Okay, wonderful.
If not, you don't have to. Just providing the space, you know. I'm not, you know.
I guess since I unmuted, I will comment. I know I commented last week, and thank you, Sims, for presenting this. As I guess I said last time. Please excuse, sorry, I have a snoring dog in the background. I think it's a great use of these buildings. Excited about the potential for the jobs and for these buildings coming back to productive use. Like we just voted on before this, we are instituting a local labor policy, and as Marlon just asked about, we're really looking forward to City of Newburgh residents not only being able to use the buildings, but to be able to work there, which is really important to our community. I think we heard a lot of comments. We did a lot of public hearings. We've taken a lot of during that time comments, but even people have written in, and there's a large amount of public support, which is great, even from our elected officials, kind of across the board. Obviously, we've heard about some concerns, but as a board, have relied heavily on sort of our outside consultants who have given us help on analyzing your financial necessity, which they made very clear is important, in which, as a City of Newburgh resident, I completely understand. Somebody who also renovates old buildings, that to do it the right way. A lot of us are upside down, but they're great projects to get us, get these buildings productive and back up and running, and to eventually not be upside down. Yeah, with that said, I want to say thank you.
Great. Thank you, Chrissy.
Thank you.
All right. If there's nothing further, I will take a motion to approve first the secret resolution, which is really just I think kind of at this point a formality, because planning board has already declared itself lead agency and done the requirements of the Secret Act and what this resolution is. And Bob is unmuted in case he has to correct me, which is good. Just to sort of acknowledge that they've done that and that we don't have anything exciting to add. Am I right?
And that you reviewed what they did.
And that we reviewed that they did. Right, exactly. Thank you. All right, so I will take a motion to approve resolution 2022-2-16-2.
So moved.
Thank you, Mike. I'll take Gregory waving his hand as a second. It's a resolution, so roll call.
Austin DuBois,
Yes.
Nancy Thomas is absent. Marlon Ramos,
Yes.
Christina Amato,
Yes.
Michael Kelly,
Yes.
Adam Pollock,
Yes.
and Gregory Nato. Unmuted. Muted.
Yes.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
you gotta unmute for that. I'll take it for a second, but not for a vote. All right, thank you, everybody. Motion passes. Now I'll take a motion to approve resolution 2022-02-16-03, which is the approval of the application of the applicant's application for the mortgage tax, sales tax, and pilot request.
And just before that, if you can, I'd like Katie to just identify the changes
Oh, okay, sure.
that have occurred from the last draft that was circulated to the members, just to make sure that you were all aware and that the applicant is aware as well.
Sure.
Before I get started with those changes, just note one item that isn't included in the resolution is that the applicant submitted a letter amendment this afternoon to update project costs, which have changed for them since they submitted the original application, as well as new numbers for projected revenue for local taxing jurisdictions within the first 2 years, and that the board has had a chance to review that letter amendment.
Right, thank you.
other substantive change to the resolution the board originally reviewed is within section 4. Item D has been amended to reflect the new project costs the applicant submitted. That number is now $29,942,710. Section 2, item G, Romanet 2, number 1, has been amended to read that the project facility will provide necessary infrastructure and other opportunities for area employers and businesses. Section 2, item G, Romanet 2, number 7, has been amended to read that the project will adaptively reuse for economic purposes 3 vacant and deteriorating commercial structures within the city. Section 7, the first sentence has been amended to read the payment in lieu of tax agreement shall provide for pilot payments based on the following percentage of exemptions as opposed to flat pilot payments. Within the exhibits, there's been some changes in Exhibit A. A4 has been amended to reflect the new labor policy that the board has adopted tonight, as well as requiring a labor monitor, which will be paid for by the applicant. And that reads, the company agrees that the project will comply with the agency's local labor policy. In connection with the labor policy, the agency will contract with an independent consultant to review the company's compliance with the labor policy, and the company will establish an escrow account with the agency for the purposes of paying the costs and fees of such independent consultant. Item 5 has been, Exhibit A, item 5 has been amended to reflect the project costs of $29,942,710. A6 has been amended to reflect updated local revenue of $1,756,179. A13 has been amended to take the city manager's approval and support of the project out. Item 14 has been amended to reflect the county historian's discussion of the historic nature of the properties. Within Exhibit B, the description of the recapture of events. Item 1, 6 months has been amended to 12 months. Within Exhibit B, item 2, 24 months of the date of the approving resolution for the project has amended to reflect that the project beneficiary must satisfy the condition within 24 months of the commencement of construction. Lastly, and board members, please correct me if I get this one wrong. Item 14 has been changed to read failure by the project beneficiary to establish an intern and training program with SUNY Orange County Community College or other job training or workforce development program serving Newburgh residents for hospitality and food beverage industry jobs within 2 years of commencement of construction.
Okay, great. Thank you, Katie. We appreciate it. All right. So now I will take a motion to approve the resolution I previously read.
I move.
I'll move again.
Hey, Gregory got it that time. Thank you, Gregory. Who's my second? Thank you, Chrissy. Roll call.
Austin DuBois,
Yes.
Nancy Thomas is absent, Marlon Ramos,
Yes.
Christina Amato,
Yes.
Michael Kelly,
Yes.
Adam Pollock,
Yes.
Gregory Nato.
Yes.
Thank you, everybody. Motion carries. Okay. I think we have, do we have any old business or any new business? All right. The dishes are done.
Very good.
Thank you,
Any
everybody.
Parting words. You're very welcome, Sims. Best of luck.
Thanks so much.
Yes, good luck.
All right. I'll take a motion to adjourn.
I will make a motion to adjourn.
Thank you, Chrissy. And a second.
Second.
Thank you, Mike. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, too bad.
Night.
All right. Have a good night, everybody.
Good night.
Hey,
Thank you.
guys.